So, hello traders, very good morning and welcome to today's live market profile and order flow trade analysis by Tradeducation. This is episode 225, and before I share today's analysis, I would just like to go through a quick disclaimer that trading involves substantial risk and is not suitable for all investors. Also, the information which I'm sharing is for educational purposes only and cannot be used for any trade related activity. Okay. So with that, let me just quickly share my screen and let's study what happened yesterday. So one of the major factor, which happened yesterday is this was more like inventory going long to too long, and this was more like an inventory adjustment break, which was fueled by the what do you call uh, the new coronavirus spreading in the UK and India banning the flights and stuff like that. So I think a lot of things got added up yesterday, and due to which there was a sharp downfall. A good inventory correction was seen, and majority of people who were actually trying to go long, they were just awestruck, and they would have just hit their stop losses. Okay, so yesterday, I don't know whether you saw my video or not, but yesterday what I shared is, I draw a trend line and I shared that, from 1st of December onwards, the auction is just one time framing up. There was some balancing for 4 days, and then again in one time frame up, and then there was a 2 day balance. Okay, so while this auction was developing, there were multiple anomalies. If you see here, it's actually a cobweb, but a lot of anomalies were getting developed. A lot of HVNs. We still have got a lot of anomalies, which are still not yet been cleared. Yeah. So sorry for the messy chart, but this chart is just to give you an overall idea that for the December series, what happened is overall auction went higher. It developed some sideways. Again, it went higher, and the entire auction. So that is from 1st of December till yesterday, that is 21st of December. So 21 days was just sort of, I would say not 21 days, but this is, I think this is 3rd of December. Yeah, so 21. So let's say 18 days of auction. So those people who were actually going long for 18 days, it all was just butchered in just one single day. Yeah. So that's what happened. That's what happened. And if you see massive volume, so the similar volumes were seen in the 31st of August of auction. So if you see, this is the maximum volume which came in, 23 million. Yesterday came about 20 million. Yeah, so we are 3 million short, but massive selling activity happening, and this is more like a liquidity break. And where the auction halted, if you see, it's exactly around the HVN. So this was the previous balance, and that's where the auction just came, found buyers again stepping in, and then they took the entire auction to the upper side. Okay, so what to do now? Anyways, you know that this thing has already happened. So first of all, let me just add all these data points, and also add yesterday's auction. Okay, so this is the overall bigger range. We have an HVN here, one HVN here, and there are some small HVNs here. Okay, uh, so today what I'm expecting is this heavy selling which came in. So let me bring in the highlighter tool. This massive selling, so this is the hourly chart, and this massive selling which came in. So whether we are seeing continuation to the downside or not, that is what I'll be looking for. So what I'm expecting is today the auction to open between VPOC and the yesterday's close. See some sort of balancing, and then I'm expecting the auction to continue higher. The reason I'm expecting the auction to continue higher is the high which was made yesterday is weak. It's poor. So if you see this high, and we also have got clustered highs. Okay, so there are stop loss orders from sellers which are getting developed. So this high is weaker. So odds are higher that we will be seeing new highs, maybe in couple of trading sessions, maybe not today. Okay, so and overall we are still now back to the bigger range, and this is a very big range. Right now, buyers are the ones who are currently, trying to, take charge of the current auction. So whenever the auction goes down, buyers will be stepping in. And today, what I'm expecting is we had a trending day. So whether we get a balancing or whether we get one more trending day or not. Okay. Uh, Apart from that, nothing much. Couple of HVNs which have been not yet tagged. There are also this HVNs, and let me just maximize zoom into the yesterday's auction. So there are some more intraday anomalies which I'm seeing that it would be cleared. So uh, just a second, Control Shift A, because the arrow key is not working. Okay. So first of all, this was one anomaly which has been cleared. This is the second anomaly. This is the third anomaly, and then this is the fourth anomaly. Okay. So at very visual references is where sort of buyers came in. This is not a clear-cut anomaly, but a few ticks away from the halfback. So these are some of the four anomalies which I'm really able to spot. Apart from that, we have got one single print, second single print, third single print, and fourth single print. Okay, so there are four single prints. Plus, we have a good excess around the lows. We don't have any excess around the highs. We have got clustered highs, so this is where sellers are present. And this was the value, and now the value has clearly shifted to the lower side. Okay, so expect some sort of rejection around this single print. Expect this auction to get cleared, and I'm expecting some rejection around these two single prints. Okay. So today, what my one of the auction development path which I'm looking at is, so this is the close. So I'm looking for the auction to open within the yesterday's range, in this single print zone. So I'm expecting the auction to go higher, tag all the anomalies, and then see some sort of balancing activity. So that is the first auction development path, which I'm noticing, which I'm observing. Second auction development path is we see continuation to the downs to the lower side and try to find more liquidity. But odds, I think we might see this today because a lot of people would be seeing the new virus news in UK and India banning the flights and whatnot. But mind you, this news came in over the weekend, so the news must have already factored in. And yesterday, when the auction opened within yesterday's range, so that gave me a hint that not a good sign, and we might be seeing continuation to the downside, and that's what the overall action happened. Okay, so in the meantime, guys, so the auction will start in next minute. So let me know if you have got any questions, or else we'll just sit and wait patiently and see where the auction opens. So in next 20 seconds is when the auction will open. So let's see which way the market opens. Okay, so the auction is opened within yesterday's range, and I'm expecting the auction to go higher. So there is some rejection seen around the highs. So this is where the auction is open. So expect some rejection around the VPOC. So I'm expecting this particular single print to get cleared. So let me delete the auction path so that it's pretty clear. Okay, so massive buying is seen. Uh, 2000 contracts already traded, 2900, 3000. Uh, so good massive buying. So this is nothing but people are just those who went short yesterday. They are just trying to book in their losses or profits. So today we need to see whether we are seeing continuation or whether we are seeing rejection. So the delta is positive. Auction is above VWAP. So let it go. It should go higher. So some sort of rejection is seen. Let me just jump to the order flow chart. Yeah, good rejection is seen. Let me just zoom in. So there are unfinished auctions around the lows, and there are trapped buyers around the highs. Okay, so a lot of anomalies are getting generated. So a good way to tackle or face this scenario is let the low be tagged, let the high be tagged, let this entire auction be cleared, because right now I'm not seeing any good potential auction or any trade location for the moment. Okay, the open is weaker. So today open equal to low is the scenario, but odds are higher that we will be tagging this particular low. Okay, so I'm just going on mute. There is some power sound, so just sorry for that. Yeah, so I'm back, and yeah, so I told you, so just wait for the high or the low to be tagged. The high has been tagged, so it's a good sign. So expect this particular single print zone to be cleared now. Okay. The first 5 minute candle, 9,000 contracts traded. We are still seeing continuation. Delta is positive. Yeah. So good sign. So I'm expecting buyers to step in and take the auction higher. Yesterday, massive selling happened. So the low is weaker. So one data point. So that's what I'm looking at. So today I won't be looking to take any trades. And I'm expecting this single print to get cleared or see. I'll observing the tempo. So right now the tempo is pretty positive, or I would say strong from the buyer's side. Yeah. So I'm just waiting to see good tempo is stepping in, good volume flow is happening. So whether we see some sort of exhaustion in the tempo or not. Yeah. So because buyers they will currently be pushing the prices higher, but at some moment they will be phasing out. So that's what I'll be looking for, whether that is happening or not. Just a second, I'm getting some error. So kilobits per seconds are fine. I don't know why YouTube is giving an error. So this sort of auction development reminds me of last year. So I was looking at Nifty and Bank Nifty, and again similar sort of scenario developed wherein inventory was just getting piled up. Inventory was going long to too long. Then some sort of balancing happened, and then a sharp rejection or a sharp correction was seen. Okay, so yeah, similar auction is getting repeated. So you have to have a lot of good screen time in order to I would say not anticipate, but to help you understand how the auction is getting developed and what happened in the past. Based on that, you can take your trading decisions with confidence. So volume flow is still good, 9,200, 6,000. So almost 50%, more than 50% of the volumes are already there. Some sort of rejection is seen. So let me maximize this to see some sort of numbers. Yeah, so now the high is sort of secure. So it doesn't mean that you should take a short trade. Uh, let's just wait for the auction to develop. So I'm expecting some sort of reaction around VWAP. Some rejection will be seen. Okay, so let it good selling happening. So now it's tagged the VWAP. And the candle is turned bearish. Again, buyers stepping in. See the volume 7,500, 7,600. With just 15 seconds to go, 7,800, 8,000. So good volume flow coming in. A sort of a doji candle is getting formed. Okay. So now sellers will be stepping in, looking at that there is a rejection at VWAP. So no trade location. I'm not seeing any trade locations right now. So the data point which I shared is the low is weaker. There are unfinished auctions. So now the high has been cleared. Now we need to observe whether the low is getting tagged or not. Once the low is getting tagged, then we might see continuation to the lower side. Okay. So we have got one, two, or two HVNs, and this is the area where again buyers came in. Okay. So we need to observe that whether that is getting tagged or not. So 9200 to 8200 positive delta. Now there is a shift in delta. So yes. So no trade currently in the market open. I think maybe in the lunch session or maybe post lunch session is where we might see an opportunity. Okay. So if you don't have any comments, then I think I'll just quickly wrap up the today's session, and let's catch up again tomorrow, 23rd of December. So 2 more days, Friday a holiday due to Christmas, and I think yeah, let's just observe the auction, and based on your risk, you can take the trades. Okay. So ending the session for today, and let's